Hello everyone, and welcome back to the last video here covering Unit 3, which is really not necessarily covering any one particular AP topic, but more so, why is this even a part of the AP curriculum, and what is the importance of doing an experiment? Why are experiments important versus observational studies? And so, the goal of an experiment, right, a well-designed experiment, like I talked about in the previous video, allows you to establish a cause and effect relationship. The most important thing in an observational study, all we can get is correlation. And when you're talking about real world things, correlation isn't the best indicator of anything. I don't want to know that there's a correlation between Advil and pain decrease. I want to know that it really works, especially when we bring up things like medication. And I use that example often. Medications have side effects. And so you want to make sure that what you're using is really going to cause the desired outcome, whatever that may be. Not that just there might be an association, because there's an association between ice cream sales and shark attacks. And I did the math and I looked it up, and the correlation is almost one. So knowing that there's a correlation can be helpful, but knowing that A causes B is even more important. And so that is the most important thing with experiments here. Now, when we talk about inference for our purposes, at this point in the course, they don't assume that you know it, but now we do, is just a confidence interval or a hypothesis test. You can't, believe it or not, I don't know if any of you have noticed this so far towards the end of the year here, we can't do statistical inference on an observational study. Or if we do, we're talking about how there may be an association between when we talk about chi-square. Every other type of t-test or z-test that we've done has been an experiment, right? And so the idea here is that we're trying to draw this conclusion, but inference can only come from experiments. Otherwise, with an observational study, if we have a confidence interval, yes, we may be somewhat confident that the true proportion lies in a particular region. But if we wanted to know truly, was it greater than something or less than something or not equal to something, we would need to do an actual experiment to impose some kind of treatment. Now, the power of random assignment, as we say, again, the biggest thing here is control for confounding variables. That is what sets experiments apart from observational studies as well. The random assignment allows us to control for confounding variables that we did not otherwise have the ability to control for in an observational study. And so eliminating those confounding variables helps me even more so to draw a powerful conclusion, if you will, alluding to power of the test, about my data and about whether or not these results are statistically significant. If I want to know whether or not a study strategy is more effective, allowing people to pick their own is a confounding variable, because you may have the people who are less confident using a more intense study strategy, and they may end up doing better. But did they do better because of the study strategy? Did they do better because they put more time in? Did they do better because of some other variable? Whether it's they actually knew the material better than they thought. And so all of these questions get brought up, but with random assignment and that control, we can now actually look at what is the most effective study strategy. Not just, oh, this one seems to be correlated with higher scores, but now I'm asking a million more questions than I was before, right? Again, experiments allow us, this is the biggest thing, right? There's a lot of words on the page here, but the biggest thing is that control for confounding variables. We now can actually determine and say that because of this, and because of our random assignment and our blocking or our matched pairs, that this method is more effective because we did everything in our power to control for everything else. And it showed that for the average person, this is better. And so the big purpose of experiments is that determination of cause and effect. And why that's so important is the decision-making process that comes along with it. If I'm a company that's trying to implement something that's going to either streamline a procedure, help me reduce costs, help me to increase profit, whatever it may be, I don't want to know that this thing is correlated to a lower profit because that doesn't equal a one-to-one relationship. I want to know that for certain this causes a company to have a higher profit or to have a lower cost or to achieve whatever goal that I am looking to achieve. So again, this isn't a topic that's going to be directly tested on the AP exam, but I thought it was important to make a short video talking about why experiments are so important in the world of statistics. So again, I hope these videos were helpful, and I'll see you in Unit 4.